Hello and welcome to Bounty in the Comics. My name is John Trent. I'm the founder and editor-in-chief at Bounty in the Comics. Today I got a story about Batwoman, and specifically the Batwoman showrunner Caroline Dries confirming that season 2 of the show will be about race politics. She did this while clarifying Ryan Wilder's relationship with drugs and how the storyline will be explored in the second season of the show. So, I'm going to set the stage here a little bit. When we first learned about Ryan Wilder, it came from a Variety article from Joe Otterson, where he described Wilder as a drug runner. He wrote, "She is described as likable, messy, a little goofy, and untamed. She's also nothing like Kate Kane, previously played by Ruby Rose, the woman who wore the batsuit before her. With no one in her life to keep her on track, Ryan spent years as a drug runner, dodging the GCPD and masking her pain with bad habits." He then went on to detail, "Today, Ryan lives in her van with her plant, a girl who would steal milk for an alley cat, and could also kill you with her bare hands. Ryan is the most dangerous type of fighter, highly skilled and wildly undisciplined. She's an out lesbian, athletic, raw, passionate, fallible, and very much not your stereotypical all-American hero." So that information appeared to come from the CW and was obviously published through Variety, which is a trade. Speaking with EW, Caroline Dries, who is the showrunner, clarified just what Wilder's relationship with drugs is. She says, "While Ryan never used drugs, she was in a relationship where somebody was using drugs, and it's ultimately what got Ryan put away in jail." She then went on to confirm the show will address race politics. She says, "So it's this idea that Ryan is this innocent woman, and if she were white per se, she might not have had the same punishment that she, as an innocent black woman, had to go through. That's a huge piece of her backstory, so that's something we're exploring this year." So that's a lot, that's a big difference between describing her as a drug runner and then saying she's just in a relationship with somebody who was using drugs. We'll see what the truth is when we actually see the show. To me, that first description seems pretty accurate. We even got a comic showing her in the van with a plant. Batgirl number 50, when they introduced the character in the comics before this second season of Batwoman. So Dries also kind of gave a little bit more information about season 2 of Batwoman. She says Batwoman has this particular vendetta against the False Face Society because the idea of drugs permeating the city and nobody taking any responsibility for it strikes at her core. Not only will she be facing off against the False Face Society, but Dries also confirmed that Batwoman will be facing off against Black Mask. She said, "We have a couple big bads this season. One, who we teed up midway through last season, is this woman, Sophia, and she's sort of Alice's Achilles heel, and ultimately, yes, with the False Face Society, we will see the leader of this gang as Black Mask later on in the season." So you might be wondering what kind of drugs the False Face Society will be peddling. We got that information in the official season 2 synopsis, where they call it Snakebite. So the synopsis begins in season 2 of Batwoman when Ryan Wilder first discovers Kate Kane's batsuit. She has no idea how drastically her life is about to change. A sassy, smart lesbian with a difficult past, Ryan sees the suit as her chance to finally be powerful and no longer a victim as she survives in the tough streets of the city. While Ryan goes rogue in the shadows, Gotham grapples with their missing hero, believing Batwoman has fled the city after a public standoff with Commander Jacob Kane and the Crows. But Kate Kane's disappearance hits hardest at home, where Jacob, Sophie, Luke, Mary, and even Alice each struggle with the devastating news in their own way. It then reveals the inclusion of the False Face Society and Snakebite. It reads, "Meanwhile, the False Face Society tightens its grip on Gotham, distributing a perilous new drug known as Snakebite. Bruce Wayne finds his way home to wreak havoc. Sophia surfaces with plans for revenge, and a new set of villains descends on the city." It concludes saying, "It's not long before Ryan realizes how much the symbol of the suit means to Gotham, launching her on a personal journey that takes her from fledgling substitute to confident caped crusader, from living in her van with her plant to chasing villains in the Batmobile. Ryan Wilder becomes a very different Batwoman than Kate Kane, her own Batwoman, but with the same understanding of what it means to be a hero." So I have zero interest in watching the show. I didn't watch the first season, but the fact that they're outright telling you it's going to be about race politics makes me even less interested, if that was even possible. The one thing I do look forward about the show is reporting on how the ratings are going to continue to decline and how viewership will decline. And I kind of relish reporting on that because it's hard to imagine that this show will actually gain viewership. The only thing I see is it's just going to go down. And I'll be surprised. It'll probably get another season, but I'll be surprised if it lasts past 3 if they actually make a decision based off of ratings. But again, this is Hollywood. They don't make decisions based off profit anymore. It's about agenda and power, and this show looks like it's an agenda-driven show. So I wouldn't be surprised if it lasts a lot longer than it should have if they were actually looking at the bottom line. My name is John Trent, and you've been watching Bounding in the Comics. I'll have another video for you tomorrow.